Hello, my name's Mel and I was diagnosed with myeloma in March 2021. Before multiple myeloma, what I used to love to do was spend a lot of time with the family. I have a young grandson and so football was a massive thing for him. So I used to play a lot of football with him. And my own personal hobbies were golf, and then golf, because I used to love golf. Warning sign that first appeared for me were associated with my golf. So I was playing one day and I started feeling pains in my ribs, and it got progressively worse over several months. I went to the doctor and they said that they thought I'd pulled a muscle and strained tendons and things. So I didn't really think much of it. But almost 15 months on, I went back to the doctor and I said, look, this is serious, something's really wrong. The doctor then arranged for me to have some tests for what he thought at the time was potentially some fractured ribs. So I had other tests for kidneys, for liver, and didn't find anything. The thing that the doctors eventually knuckled down on myeloma was via a blood test, a wide-ranging blood test that I had, to look beyond the obvious elements, obvious causes for the symptoms. Or I had rib pain or back pain, therefore it must have been, skeletal, and things like that. It was hugely frustrating not getting a clear result that told me what was wrong, and the doctors just kept passing it. The other main symptom I had was fatigue. I was incredibly tired, and I put that down to maybe not sleeping too well or whatever. It was the pain was debilitating, but the fatigue that came with it ultimately led to me having to give up golf for nearly 2.5 years. I couldn't get upstairs, so I ended up sleeping for months on the settee downstairs. And one of the things I've learned from the whole process that I've been through is that everybody's journey is slightly different. So what you feel as your own symptoms can be different from other people's. The wide range of symptoms, I had pains in my feet, my legs were sore, the fatigue, I had pains in my back, I had pains in my head, as well as in my ribs. But they were all being treated separately. Nobody put the whole picture together. I've always been a fixer. I've always been the person who's been relied on and is the backbone and the strength in the family, to be strong in the family. And the one thing I would say to myself is allow yourself to be helped. And the other thing is family. I've just been speaking to somebody a moment ago and they said it takes a village, to support somebody. And for somebody like me, particularly, that is really important because I didn't easily give myself over to being helped. If there's something that you have as a symptom that you're not sure of, you have to push. You have to go and speak to your doctor and tell your doctor what it is you want, what it is you need. I've got this, I've got these symptoms. Putting those together and connecting the dots would say that this is a possibility. I need you to send me for tests.